Well, howdy folks. This is a machine that I've been working on for like a year and a half. Kid you not. This is a 1949 Torpedo 18. And kind of a rarity because, you know, first off, there's not too many of these flat top torpedoes around. You know, you see a whole bunch of the nice sleek SM3 looking later style 18s. But the flat top with the glass keys, because, did I mention glass keys? QWERTY glass keys. American QWERTY at that. The flat top with the glass keys are a lot more rare. You hardly ever see them. I jumped on this one because, man, I hardly ever see them. And when I got it, it was in horrible shape. Oh, Lord. It had just eraser shavings all over the place inside and all kinds of gunk, nasty old lubrication that wasn't lubricating anymore. In fact, it was more like glue, every damn bit of it. And the spacebar was broken, did a repair on that, and platen was all cracked and hard. Have the platen, this platen's on there from JJ Short. Had sent it off to them and got fresh rubber on there. They did an excellent job. Feed rollers were still good, oddly enough. So I didn't have to do anything to those, thank goodness. But that's about the only damn thing I didn't have to do anything to. The feet are still intact. They're a little bit grippy, little bit hard. Kind of in that in-between region. Had the escapement out of here. Cleaning it up. Putting it back in was a whole lot of fun. Getting it tuned. Luckily, I have several other Torpedo 18s running around, and the escapements are damn near identical. So I was able to do it with a certain level of impunity to where I wasn't too worried about it. And got it all put together and tuned up pretty damn well. Had an issue with the margin release not working at all, and then I had an issue with it working too well, and now it seems to be working just right. So I'm not gonna fiddle with it anymore. Oh, that spacebar repair. I was gonna show that off. There was somebody who asked me in one of my other videos recently, you know, he's got a spacebar repair. I think it was on my console, the little baby blue console 232 video. Homeboy had bought one, and the seller just totally screwed up the shipping on it, and the spacebar cracked on it. And I told him he had two options. You know, he could try and repair it, or he could make one out of wood and try and make it look right. Well, if you're going to repair it, this was the method that I described. And if you look on this one, you can see the crack right there. And this thing was completely in two different pieces when I got it, right? And so what I did was took two little pieces of wire, and see how there's two little troughs down in there in the back of the spacebar? Well, I took those little pieces of wire and I set them down inside there and had the spacebar, and this was off the machine, it was totally clamped up and held together with force. So put those two little pieces of wire in there and then gooped a whole bunch of JB Weld. Well, not a whole bunch. I gooped in just enough because it's JB Weld. It's awesome stuff. And so there's two little pieces of wire in there. And that was a year and a half ago. And solid as a damn rock. I mean, it might give up the ghost at some point, but there's no telling when. If anything, it's even better now because, since it has something inside there, the spacebar is not quite as loud as some that have a Bakelite spacebar. So, a little type test. 1949 Torpedo 18, serial number 493380 with a lovely black wrinkle finish. Glass key, American QWERTY, right? We got a $sign. But we also have the circumflex and the Exante Grav on a dead key. Kind of snazzy. I don't ever need it, but I'm sure as hell not going to complain. I also have a 1 with an exclamation point, which again, I don't need it, but I'm not going to complain. Oh yeah, gotta do that. Feed rollers grip really, really well. So does that platen. Freaking love it. On the black setting, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Ridiculously crisp, clear type. I mean, this thing prints so beautifully. On the red setting, now is the time for all good men. Well, what did I do? I fucked up. All good meh. M-E-H. I'm not a very good typist. All good meh. To come to the aid of their country. Super crisp. Super pretty. And that's not even a very fresh ribbon. That's, hell, that ribbon's probably, I don't know, year old. Been a hell of a lot of work, but totally worth every bit of it. 1949 Torpedo 18. Such a slick, crisp, beautiful little typer.